Greetings to our melanated people all around the world. It's really a joy, it's a blessing, it's an honor to be out here in nature and greeting you, bringing a message of emancipation to you, a message that will set you free by teaching you how to use your mind power to achieve your every desire. I'm pointing you to our ancestor Abdullah, who was Neville Goddard's mentor. And as Abdullah would have taught Neville these manifestation techniques, I want to remind you how important it is to put these manifestation techniques to work in your life. So I refer to them as Abdullah's manifestation techniques. Now, when you read the Bible is teaching you of a lot of different techniques to use to create your reality consciously, but you have to first realize that Jesus Christ is not a man 2,000 years ago. That Jesus Christ is only a personification of your own human imagination. And that when you believe that Jesus Christ is a man who existed 2,000 years ago, you're actually worshiping an idol. And when you believe that Jesus Christ is a man with blue eyes and blonde hair, or some Hebrew-looking man, or some Jewish-looking man, then you're seeing someone outside of yourself. But Abdullah taught Neville how we are to believe in ourselves by believing in the creative power that is in us, and to believe that Jesus Christ just represents the creative power in man. That's the reason why I want to speak to you concerning the technique that Abdullah taught Neville concerning the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes. And when we look in the Bible, it tells you that Jesus Christ, who is a personification of our own human imagination, how he fed 5,000 people and 7,000 people also by breaking the loaves and the fishes and feeding them. But first, he prayed. So you have to understand that prayer is desire and meditation. So what is your desire? Neville had a desire, and Abdullah taught him how that desire was a spiritual sensation. Now, when you have a desire, you have to know that that desire is a spiritual sensation also, and that you have a conscious and a subconscious mind, and that your conscious and your subconscious mind represent the 2 fishes. And you have to know also that you have 5 senses. You can see, taste, touch, and smell. So when Neville had that desire, Abdullah taught him to take that desire and impress that desire upon his subconscious mind by closing his eyes and going to the end. So you now need to get a pen and piece of paper and write down what is your desire. Now when you write down what is your desire, you need to also know that prayer is desire and meditation. You read your desire, and then you close your eyes and see that which you desire through your mind's eye as already a fact, and see it in the now, present tense. Now let me take you back to Neville and Abdullah to show you the technique. Abdullah taught Neville that the desire he had to go to Barbados, that he must close his eyes each night and sleep in his mother's house. Sleep as though he's living present tense in Barbados in his mother's home. Now, that was true prayer. And the whole essence was basically carrying out the instruction. So the most important thing that you can take away from this video is to carry out the instruction. That is the most important thing. And night after night, Neville would sleep in New York as if he's sleeping in Barbados in his mother's home. And remember, this was a time of depression, where there was scarcity, where there was hardly anything for Neville to eat, where he didn't even have money. So basically, just as the story tells you with the fishes and the loaves, they were hungry. But there was a man who knew the law of consciousness and how you can create your reality consciously. That's the whole essence of the story in the Bible. It's parable. So I'm showing you how Abdullah was making the Bible a reality practically, not theoretically. So this is not theory. And as Neville would walk the streets of New York, he had to see himself as if he's walking the street of Barbados. And I am from the Caribbean. I live in the Caribbean. As a matter of fact, I'm living 100 miles away from west of Barbados. If I take a plane flight from here to Barbados, it would take me just 35 minutes. And I'm telling you, they're not, you can't find 10 stories and 20 stories and 30 stories building in Barbados. As a matter of fact, in these islands down here in the tropics, it's 2 and 3 story buildings you're gonna see. But Neville had to see himself walking, whether it's a Coconut Lane or street or whatever street it is in Barbados, while he was walking in New York, where you have highways and byways and all of these tall buildings. What was he doing? He was living in the now. He was taking the future and make it present tense. So when you read of the story of the Christ taking the bread and the fish and multiply it, Abdullah taught us how to do the same thing and prove for our own self that Jesus Christ is the multiplier in us, which is our creative power. The provider in us, which is our creative power. The savior in us, which is our creative power. And if we're going to save ourselves from economic slavery and mental slavery, my brother and my sisters, you have to get your mind out of theory and get into the practical. So night after night, write down your desire on a piece of paper. And before you go to bed, lie down in a position that you don't normally go to bed, so you won't fall asleep easily. And rehearse that which you would like to see desire within your mind's eye. Close your eye. But remember, you have to calm yourself down first and be focused. So to do that, you lie down and you breathe in and breathe out, breathe in and breathe out, and listen to your breathing. Concentrate and just listen to your breathing only until you calm yourself down. And then go in to that which you would like to see manifest in your life and see it through your mind's eye. Do not think about the in between. Do not think of how it's going to be, it would be done. That's why it tells you in the parable of the bread and the fishes that he gave thanks. So gratitude is very much important while you put your imagination to work. And when he went into the breaking of the bread, he went to the end, teaching you that you must always go to the end. So in that case, if it was literal, what would you see? You would see 5,000 people eating. Or if it was secular history or literal, you would see 12 literal disciples picking up the crumbs that leave back, which is teaching you that when you believe in your thoughts, because your thoughts are the disciples, your thoughts is what follow you wherever you go, and the disciples are follower, that your cup will be filled and running over. So the crumbs is teaching that your cup will be filled and running over. So my brother and my sisters, know what you want. Be definite. Go into your imagination just before bed and do the exercise over and over until you fall asleep in the assumption, and learn to wait for a series of events will take place in your life and bring it to pass. That's the reason why Neville tells you that when he was doubting, Abdullah held to the assumption that it is so. And then he find the letter under his door from his brother. And to cut a long story short, Neville was in Barbados in December for Christmas, spending time with his family. Thanks to Abdullah, our ancestor, our elder, a mystic from Ethiopia. And today, many are enjoying the manifestation technique of Abdullah. But very few are willing to speak a lot about Abdullah, our ancestor. But my brother and my sisters, I'm going to teach you all the time to use Abdullah techniques to fulfill your every desire. So, my brother and my sisters, do not just be a hearer, be a doer. I do not want you just tell me that it's a good message and you like it and so on. I want to hear you tell me that you're going to put it to work night after night in your life for whatever you want. Could be a house, it could be a car, could be a position in your job, it could be a new job, could be a vacation, could be more money, it could be anything that you so desire that you know that would help you and that it will help to uplift the rest of humanity also. So with that being said, I want to thank you very much, and I want to encourage you to put it to work in your life. And if you haven't subscribed, I'm encouraging you to subscribe. Feel free to like or comment, and remember to always share this message with your brothers and your sisters all around the world. Now, this message that I bring to you is the single eye message of self-realization, and I always give you the symbol of the single eye with the symbol of enlightenment with my hand and my crown chakra, because I would have experienced the promise and both my crown chakra. And I'm saying to you, when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N and an S-O-N, and that is the dawning of a new day in your life, and that whatever the sun shines upon, it brings forth in abundance, and that the sun, and that without the sun there is no life and there is no light. But many tell you that without Jesus Christ there is no light and there is no life, and point you to a man 2,000 years ago. But I'm saying to you, without the sun there is no life and there is no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made, and that the sun parallels the human imagination, the human imagination parallels the sun, and we are the people of the sun. Therefore, my brothers and my sisters, be like Abdullah and believe that your own human imagination is the creator in man, by learning to use your mind power to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you, put it to work. I'm out.